All right, thank you, Riaz. Good morning, everyone. We begin in Egypt this morning, where the country has a new interim leader. Adli Mansour, a top Egyptian judge, was sworn in as interim president this morning. He will serve as leader until a new president is chosen in an election. He takes over from Mohamed Morsi, who was ousted yesterday by the military after 1 year as Egypt's first democratically elected president. Millions of Egyptians demanded Morsi's resignation over the last few days. Hundreds of thousands of people took to the streets of Egypt last night in celebration. However, at least 8 people were killed and more than 340 were wounded in sporadic violence overnight. Back here at home, a police standoff with an allegedly armed man ended peacefully early this morning in East Vancouver. The Vancouver Police Department's emergency response team got to this home near Main Street and East 43rd Avenue at around 11 o'clock last night. The distraught male was reportedly armed with a rifle, but that is yet to be confirmed. It was shortly after 1 o'clock this morning when police moved in and arrested the man after he fell asleep on the couch during negotiations. A mother and daughter are recovering in hospital after being injured while horseback riding on a trail in Ladner last night. It looks as though they were riding on the animal together when they were somehow thrown from the horse. The animal then crashed through a fence and became stuck in a ditch. The child suffered a broken leg while her mother was airlifted to hospital with very serious injuries. For the second time in a week, a Canadian child has died after being left alone in a vehicle. A 3-year-old girl was found in medical distress after being left in a parked SUV outside an Edmonton townhouse complex. She was rushed to hospital but later passed away. The temperature was above 30 degrees at the time. Police are investigating with the autopsy process already underway. The Edmonton death came hours before Maximus Huskins was laid to rest. The funeral was held in Milton, Ontario for the toddler who also died after being left alone in a sweltering car. Max was being cared for by his grandmother at the time. Kids are particularly vulnerable to the heat because their bodies haven't developed the ability to cool themselves. Their body temperatures rise much faster than adults, making heat stroke and even organ failure a possibility. And a 4-year-old boy has passed away after a water accident on Vancouver Island. He died in hospital days after falling into a backyard pool in Cowichan Bay. His parents were home at the time of the accident. In other news this morning, while John Nuttall and Amanda Carodi remain in police custody, we are getting a look inside the lives of the alleged would-be terrorists. Their landlord opened up the couple's Surrey basement suite to the media yesterday. They're accused of planting pressure cooker bombs at the legislature during Canada Day celebrations in Victoria. The suite has a TV with what appears to be paintball holes shot into it. The couple had allegedly converted to Islam and were inspired by Al-Qaeda. There are several references to Muslim culture there, with handwritten notes about Islam. Nuttall and Carodi appear in court again next Tuesday. Final preparations are underway in Alberta as the Calgary Stampede is set to start tomorrow. Crews have been working around the clock getting the grounds in tip-top shape for the greatest outdoor show on Earth. The area was significantly damaged by flooding in southern Alberta 2 weeks ago, and a state of emergency for the city of Calgary officially expires today. The Stampede kicks off tomorrow with the official parade through the streets of downtown Calgary. A cautionary tale about leaving your doors and windows open after a bizarre incident in East Vancouver. A homeowner stumbled upon a naked man in his kitchen cooking some eggs. The suspect got in through an open window and took a shower before getting some food. He was in the house for about 25 minutes before being discovered. The 30-year-old suspect took off but was caught by police at Trout Lake. He's facing charges with drugs allegedly playing a factor in the incident. Something else police don't see every day, a missile. The 6-feet-long weapon was turned into Abbotsford police as part of the province-wide amnesty campaign. It was turned in by a resident who had it for more than a decade. He wasn't too concerned about potential danger, saying he dropped it a bunch of times and nothing had happened. One of his relatives kept it as a souvenir during military service. With a look at your morning sports now, let's turn things over to Dan Murphy. He's over in the Sportsnet Connected studios. Murph.